Elementary music teacher friend, you love what you do, but you might feel unappreciated and, in fact, unseen some days. You may even feel like you're on a music teacher island and just want to connect with other music teachers who can relate to both your struggles and wins when it comes to teaching elementary music. I get you and understand completely the feelings you're having. That's why each and every week, the Elementary Music Teacher Podcast will provide you with solo and guest episodes that will help you realize you're not alone in your music teaching journey. Throughout each episode, my goal is for you to be able to walk away with actionable steps and ideas to help you feel like you're ready to take on the new week with whatever challenges may be thrown your way. Hi, I'm your host, Jessica Peresta, and I'm so glad you're here. Whether you're at home, in your car, in the shower, or wherever else you're listening, grab your cup of coffee or whatever other beverage is nearby and listen in to the Elementary Music Teacher Podcast. Hello, welcome back to the podcast. This is another summer series episode, and today I am talking about my favorite music education social media accounts. Now, I'm going to go through some Facebook stuff I love, Instagram, and then LinkedIn. I have a love-hate relationship with Twitter. I'm just not on there much. And so I do follow a lot of people on Twitter. I'm just not on there as much. So I mainly wanted to focus on the three that I am on the most. So let's start with Facebook. I'm going to start with some groups that I really like and that I'm a part of. Of course, I need to mention my group, which is the Elementary Music Teacher Community Facebook group. I started this group, I guess 4 years ago, and it is one that I'm very active in. I post any of the podcast episodes that have been released. There's people in there asking questions. If I host a workshop or challenge, that's usually where the group is, the community aspect of that part of the training is. So that's one I really do like. Another one is a group called the Elementary Music Educators Idea Bank. So that one is specifically for elementary music teachers. It's a really great group that I enjoy as well. There's another group called Music Ed with Missy, and this is with Dr. Missy Strong, and this is a fantastic group. It's very interactive. It's a lot of conversations going on in there, and she's just an amazing educator and trainer and person, and so that group is highly suggested. The group called I'm a General Music Teacher. This is probably one of the largest ones that I'm sharing, and so it's a mixture of elementary music teachers and secondary general music teachers, but there are great conversations, and I notice in this group, if you ask a question, you'll get a lot of answers to your question, so this is one that you could explore as well. Another group is obviously the American Orff Shoalwork Association discussion group. So if you are an Orff person, or even if you're not, this is a great group where you can discuss all things Orff and ask questions around various levels courses or how to use different songs and activities and all those things, that anything you can imagine that comes to the Orff Shoalwork approach. I am literally reading down the list of groups I am a part of. I'm not a part of every music education group that ever existed of all time, but these are the ones I am a part of and that I do check in with consistently. Another one is the Music Educators Creating Online Learning group. This is one that was started by Elisa Jansen Jones during the pandemic, and it is one that has stuck around and is great to ask questions about not just what you're teaching. You know, a lot of you are not virtual teachers anymore, but it's still a great group to ask questions in and to explore if you're needing new ideas, because although it was catered around online learning, if you're looking for new technology ideas, I would highly suggest this group, because the whole point of it is it was talking about different ways to use technology in the music room during the pandemic. So it's still a great group to join, even if you're not teaching online. Let me scroll down here a little bit. And the Music Crew Collaborative. This is one that is by they're called the musiccrew.com. And on here is various music educators who have amazing TPT stores, all music education related. They actually host a free I guess, summit. I'm trying to figure out what they call it. But anyways, a free summit every summer where each of the crew come in and present various topics, various workshops, and it's all for free. So this is a great group that it's a great group of educators, I would say, whether the people in there are presenters or you're just in there as a, uh, member. It's a great group that I really, really like. F Flat Music has a group called F Flat Music Education Think Tank. So this is one that I think you would really enjoy as well. It was started as a way for F Flat Books to share different announcements that's happening when it comes to their books that are being released and published and things like that, and podcast episodes that come out and all that kind of stuff. Another group that I really like is called Hip Hop Music Ed. This is one that I really enjoy because that's what it sounds like, using hip hop in the music room. And I think it's really important that we think about different ways of presenting music to children. As you've heard me say many times on this podcast, decolonizing the music room is another one that is a great way to make sure you are making your music classroom equitable to all learners. And they really do a great job of helping you do that. There's another group that I'm a member of called Teaching Elementary Music, and it's what it sounds like. It's about helping you teach elementary music. And this group is called Music Teachers Helping Music Teachers. So it's literally a place for you to ask questions or share ideas and get support in different areas. And then another one that came out during the pandemic is e-learning and music education. But same as the other one I mentioned, you will still get several different ideas about music education and technology. Even though it was started during the pandemic, it's totally fine. It is very still relevant to the world of teaching in the day and age we live in now. So those are some groups I'm a part of that I really like. So I want to talk about some Facebook pages now that I think you would get a lot from. And by the way, I did not name every group you could ever be a part of because I would be here all day, but you may be a part of some groups that you really like. And so I would love for you to share any ideas you have with everybody. And if you join my elementary music teacher Facebook community group, you can share in there some other groups that you really like. And yeah, so, okay, some pages that actually, I'm on the wrong page. Speaking of pages, hold on a minute. Let me get to my Facebook page so I can explore. My Facebook page is The Domestic Musician, and there you can, I post a lot. It's kind of like, I view it more as like a bulletin board. I know that sounds kind of weird, but that's where I just share a lot of announcements and things, sometimes about my personal life of me being a mom and all the things. So let me see here. Some Facebook pages I really like. Well, the National Association for Music Education, I follow them. Music a la Abbott, it is one that I really like too. There is one, the American Choral Directors Association Facebook page. There's one called the Kadai Corner, Aileen's Music Room. And I know Aileen Miracle has a Facebook group as well, by the way. David Rowe at Make Moments Matter. He goes live on his Facebook page, I want to say every single week. And he also goes live on Instagram. So that is one I would highly suggest you follow if you're looking for new music education pages. The Foundation for Music Education is a great page, Education Through Music. The Music Crew that I mentioned a minute ago also have a Facebook page. Teaching with Orff is a great page to follow as well. I'm not naming every single one I follow here because I have a lot I follow that aren't just music education related, but also there's many, many, many here. Let's see here. Music Ed Mentor with Elisa Jansen Jones. Midnight Music Technology Training, that is with Katie Wardrobe, who I've mentioned on this podcast, actually on last week's episode. The U.S. Department of Education has a Facebook page. Plank Road Publishing, that is Music K8. The Fun Music Company, and Make Music Cloud is one that I really like. The Score Podcast. Music with Mrs. Dunk. Prince Rhythm Company, that's with Franklin Willis. Miss Wonderly Makes Music. Music for Kiddos, cannot highly suggest Stephanie Level enough. O for Tuna Orff Shoalwork Music. is a great, great one. Quaver Ed has a Facebook page as well. Let's see, That Music Teacher with Bryson Tarbett, Steve's Music Room. And of course, I'm not linking to all of these in the show notes. We would be here, it would be the longest list ever. So I would just take some of these ideas and kind of look them up as you're listening. And if you're listening in your car, just go back and re-listen and you can kind of look them up as you're listening to me. The Bulletin Board Lady with Tracy King, Mr. S Music Education, Beth's Music Classroom. Didn't realize how many pages I follow till right now. My goodness. Let's see here. Association for Popular Music Education, Music Ed Forward, Sing to Kids, Mrs. Stouffer's Music Room, Sing, Play, Create, Organized Music Chaos with Elizabeth Caldwell, Mrs. Cookie's Music Room, Silly O Music, The Musical Rose with Michelle Rose, and The Yellow Brick Road, Anna Kruzik by Ann Molesky. She also has a Facebook group too. Melodic Momentum, Music Teacher Coffee Talk, the amazing podcast. They also have a Facebook page. Simple Music Teaching, Alfred Music, NAM Foundation, Music Constructed. They've been on the podcast as well. Oh, good grief. This list goes on and on and on, you guys. Okay, I'm going to name just a couple more and then we will be done with this portion. The Music Classroom, and then Sally Sea of Songs. Those are some fantastic Facebook pages I would highly suggest. All right, let's move over to Instagram, and I'm going to pull out my phone so I can see who I follow. And a lot of these you probably already follow as well. But if not, I'm going to name some of my favorite music education Instagrammers. So first of all, F Flat Books, amazing company, but also they have a great Instagram account. Franklin Willis is just F Willis Music. Jessica Grant is the podcaster. It used to be Afternoon Tea, and now it's How to Teach Music with Jessica. So that's her Instagram handle too. Teresa Hoover is at Musical Teresa. Allison Russo at The Critical Good. All fantastic Instagram accounts that you will learn a lot from them. Ann Molesky. Let's see who else. Michelle Rose at The Musical Rose. Bryson Tarbett, That Music Teacher. One that I am a part of, the Education Podcast Network, which you hear me do a, what am I trying to say, bumper for each podcast on there each week of this podcast. So I would check out their Instagram, EduPodNet. And if you're looking for some new podcasts, I would highly suggest not only exploring their Instagram handle, but also their website. Music Workshop EDU, That Jazzy Teacher. Ashley Cuthbertson is A Cuthbertson 10. Music Constructed. Harmony Membership, my membership site, has an Instagram account as well. Beth's Music Classroom. Whimsically Musical Teacher with Rainey Barton. Pop Up for Play with Tina Arenas. She's amazing. Gotten to know her personally. One that I really love is called Girly Band Director with Miss Cindy Mancini, and she actually has an amazing TikTok account as well. Let's see who else. Musical Middles with Danielle. The Inspired Classroom. She does a lot about arts integration. Music for Kiddos, which I just mentioned a minute ago on Facebook. Fantastic Instagram account. Kodai in the Middle is a great one too. The Confident Music Educator, that's with Jessica and Danielle, who both have individual Instagram accounts as well. Another great one is The Chromatic Music Teacher, and she also has a fantastic TikTok account too. I'm not going to go over TikTok on this episode, but there's a lot of these Instagrammers you can find on TikTok as well. If you look at my TikTok account, Jessica Peresta, then you will see which TikTokers I follow. I follow a lot of music educators there too. Harmony with Mrs. Hahn, H-A-A-N, is a great one too. Vicky Weber Books, West Music Company. Pod the Scores with the Score Podcast. That is a great Instagram account too. Mr. S. Orff, Mrs. S. Music Room, The Darling Music Teacher, one of my absolute faves. Miss General Music is a great one too. The Y Books. And if you look at my Instagram, just at Jessica Peresta and click on following, you're going to see many of the ones I follow that I'm listing here, as well as a lot I didn't mention on the podcast episode. So kind of just scroll through, and that's a lot of times how I find new Instagram creators to follow, is just by looking at who else other people are following, and then I'll find out with about some new accounts or new people. Music with Miss Alice, Music Ed with Missy, Caldwell Organized Chaos, Music Teacher Coffee Talk. A lot of these are also Facebook pages I mentioned a minute ago. Music with Mrs. Dunk, Aileen's Music Room, Music Room Reads. I love this Instagram account. They share so many different books you can use in the music room. And Jen Rafferty. So those are not, of course, the whole entire list of Instagrammers that you can follow, but those are some that I really like. So I'm going to also close out the episode by talking about some LinkedIn groups I follow. I'm not going to talk about every individual that I follow on LinkedIn, but definitely some groups that I found that I like to pop into from time to time because it's different, a little bit different than Facebook. I'm starting to kind of lean more towards LinkedIn a little bit sometimes. So I don't know, I may end up hanging out there more in the future. There's a group called Elementary Music Teachers, one that's called Music Teaching, another one that's the National Association for Music Education, a group I'm a part of called Learn Connect. There is another one, Education Through Music, Kadai Music Educators. Ironically, I follow them on LinkedIn apparently and not Facebook. We need to fix that. E-Music Maestro, International Association of Academic Professionals, and then Teacher Resources for Better Teaching are a few groups that I am a part of on LinkedIn. So I know this episode was a little bit different. It was mostly just me reading list upon list upon list and not as conversational as you would normally get. But I hope that you found some new social media accounts that you can follow. And I would love to hear about your favorite ones as well. Tag me at Jessica Peresta and let me know anything I may have missed because I want to share it with my audience so they can follow those people as well. Have a great day and I'll be back next week. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening into the Elementary Music Teacher podcast. There is an exclusive Facebook group just for listeners of this podcast and any elementary music teacher called the Elementary Music Teacher Community Facebook group. Come on over and join us there where we have conversations around the podcast episodes and encourage each other each and every week. And also head to my website, thedomesticmusician.com. I have some free resources there that you can download to help you gain traction in your classroom today, as well as the blog and the membership site and all kinds of other goodies to help you keep going in your music teaching journey. I cannot wait to keep connecting with you and encouraging you and spurring you on in your journey of teaching elementary music. Hang in there, have an amazing week, and I will see you soon.